In case you have a plan to store, manufacture, pack or assemble some items, you will need to rent a warehouse to be able to do so. What options you will have to choose from, what general information you should know and what terms and conditions of rent to expect, we will discuss it all in this specific chapter. And even though you might not need a warehouse right now, sooner or later you start searching for one, especially if you are engaged in trading business that starts growing exponentially. As in this case with physical office space, your warehouse shall be located in the same area where your company is registered. This means a free zone company is allowed to rent warehousing facilities in the free zone of its registration only, while mainland local company can have a warehouse anywhere in the mainland area, outside of the free zones of that emirate where the company is incorporated. If you are determined to be based in a free zone, you shall be aware that not all free zones in the UAE offer or have warehousing facilities. Why should you know it? Most trading companies in the UAE start small, just renting a flexi-desk facilities for the purpose of company registration at the start. As companies grow, the need for warehouse rent arises, and this is when you may learn that you need to shift your operations to a different free zone, offering that much needed warehousing facilities, because your free zone does not offer them. In light of this, do your homework in advance and conduct respective research on the free zone of your preference. You need to make sure that there are warehouses available there. While many free zones offer warehouses, you shall bear in mind that availability of these warehouses constantly changes and might be sometimes very limited due to the high demand. In this event, you might even need to put your name on the waiting list. It is also advisable to book a warehouse in advance, which guarantees you that by a specific date you will have a warehouse available for lease. This is usually associated with a 5 to 7% booking charge, and the amount can be later offset against the rental payment. Different free zones have different range of warehouses in terms of size. Let's have a look at examples. Al Quwain free zone has warehouses as small as 100 square meters. The smallest size of warehouses in former RAK FTZ or Rakez now is 200 square meters. Hamriya free zone in Sharjah offers warehouses ranging from 275 to 609 square meters. Dubai South has warehouses of 770 to 1,540 and 2,321 square meters in size. In general, small warehouses are more typical of free zones in the Northern Emirates, while such Dubai free zones as Jafza and Dafza offer bigger warehouses. If you are looking for a size of 5,000 square meters or above, you will either have to build your own warehouse or you might be allowed to combine several warehouses into a single one. Mainland generally offers a whole array of warehouses, from small to large ones. As such, as you start your business, you need to consider where you will be able to rent a small warehouse first and how to move later to a larger one. A standard warehouse often comes with a small office area in it, as well as a pantry. If no one was renting facilities before you, you might need to build an internal office on your own, obtaining all relevant approvals. Additionally, most of the time air conditions need to be installed separately. In case you plan to trade with food items, you will need to have your warehouse equipped properly. Almost all of the warehouses in the UAE do not come with equipment, and they are not called storage areas too. It is common practice to take care of the makeover independently by renting a plain warehousing facility and installing freezers, fridges, and isolating the area. If you have been considering renting a cold storage space in the logistics center, here are the facts you should know in advance. Logistics center provides storage and distribution services. Space you will rent there will not allow you to register a company. Additionally, you will not be allowed to operate from the rented space. You can visit facilities to check the stock or for other administrative purposes, but to stay in the facility whole day and to coordinate deliveries from there during normal working hours you will not be allowed. Therefore, if you were under the impression that by renting a small space in a logistics center you will be able to register a company and work from there, your assumptions and understanding were unfortunately wrong. You can definitely use storage services of third parties, but your company will need to have its own registered address, which can be a flexi-desk, a physical office, an office in a service business center, or finally a warehouse. Also, you should know that in case your company rents a warehouse, there is no need for further rent of an additional office space. The address of your warehouse will become the official address mentioned on the license of the company, and it is sufficient to have just it to register a company. If you need an office, as mentioned already, you can have constructed inside the warehouse. What are the general terms of renting a warehouse? The practice is very similar to rent of a physical office space. You would need to pay the rent for the whole year in advance in one installment, one check, or in 2 or 3 installments. In addition to rent, you would need to pay the security deposit and real estate broker's fee if you are not renting directly from the landlord. Other expenses to consider are security deposits for connecting utilities and various administrative charges to obtain relevant pre-approvals. You may also want to insure the leased warehouse against possible damages to the property and the stock you are going to keep there. We try to summarize all information you need to know about renting a warehouse in the UAE, and we hope you found it helpful. Now that you know about various options for rent for your company you may choose from, we will discuss what you must be aware of and consider when signing lease agreements for the commercial property.